Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Watchers. We are The Watchers. I'm Victoria Burt with Killer Shop Films.
And I'm Kevin Marable with blackscript.com.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what's going on, Victoria? It's been a
Welcome to
while.
season 2. It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
we're back. We're back. Season two.
We took an unexpected and longer than we both intended break because
Yeah.
life was lifing, and I'm just back from Mexico. You're headed to Jamaica.
Jamaica. Yeah.
Um, and I'm pretending I'm still on the beach. That's why I'm not blowing out my hair. I'm like, let's just leave it. Let's just leave it frizzy and wild.
Well, I'm gonna get some of that beach life and that sun for you. So
Oh, it's so good. I was like always in the water. It's so
yeah,
good. Your family is gonna have a great time. You're gonna have a great
yeah.
time. So again, we're the Watchers. You can find us at thewatcherspodcast.com. You can join our Patreon, which is easy to do, and support us if you'd like. But first and foremost, now look at this. Look, I've forgotten how to do this. But first, first and foremost, um, we just want to say thank you so much. We've had so much um, growth on YouTube, and it's been really amazing.
Man, 13,000
Yeah,
plus followers.
yeah. It's really great. Again, I want to give you a shout out. Your website is looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Um, it's wonderful. You can find out more about Kevin's Black Script on. It's not Kevin's Black Script. It's the Black Script Network, but you can find it. But it's yours. It's yours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's yours. It's really something to be celebrated. And if you want to find out more about me and Killer Shot Films, you can go to our website. You can go to our website. But I think what we're going to do for this first sort of short welcome back is talk about what we've seen because we have been going to the movies. We just haven't been able to coordinate.
Hmm.
Um, that's from right. You got to coordinate.
Got to cool.
Boomerang. Got to
Yeah.
coordinate. We haven't been able to coordinate. So you want to tell me what you've seen and I'll tell you what I've seen.
Absolutely. I mean, there's been quite a bit of movies that I've gone to the theater to see. I was excited to go to the theater to see. One being I Love Boosters.
That's right. We did go see that.
Yeah, we
Oh my
went.
God, we had such intentions to talk about that.
We did. We
We
did.
did. We had such intentions. Kiki, we love you. Kiki, we love
Yes,
you. Yeah.
yes. Kiki Palmer, Boots Riley. The whole cast. Lakeith
Oh my God,
Stanfield.
it was so crazy. Boots with that sex scorpion alien. I'm just not
That was wild.
remembering.
Yeah, that was wild.
We should have done that podcast.
But yeah, that it was.
We'll do a rewatchable when it's out. Is
It's
it out on video?
I think it's on streaming now, I believe.
All right, put in the comments if you want to have us talk about that movie, because
Okay.
I think we talked about it a little bit on the phone,
Hmm.
and I
We
kept
did.
saying to you, "Save it for the pod, save it for the pod, save it for the pod," and then we
Yeah.
never podded.
We didn't get around to it. Yeah.
um,
But outside of that, Disclosure Day, Backrooms,
fantastic. Yeah, yeah,
Obsession,
yeah.
and
Did you have a favorite?
uh, you know, out of all of those, I want to say that I enjoyed Backrooms. I think I enjoyed Backrooms a little more than I enjoyed Obsession. Some people might
Interesting.
say that I'm crazy for that, but
Hmm.
I actually enjoyed Backrooms. Um, Disclosure Day, I wish there was a little more to it than what it was. I felt like it
Hmm.
like came and went, and there really wasn't much mystery there.
Hmm.
Um, but it was definitely a good film to watch. Steven Spielberg, Aliens. What
Yeah,
what could go wrong, right?
sort of cherry on the pie of that's the cherry on the Sunday of his alien
Right.
movies, right?
It's
E.T.,
supposedly it's
Close
supposed to be like
Encounters.
a continuation of Close
Hmm.
Encounters of the Third
Hmm.
Kind or something like that. But it was good, but I wish it was great. I would say,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw all the same movies because again, we kept trying to connect to talk about them.
Mhm, mhm.
So I wrote a review for Backrooms. If anybody wants to read it, you can go to
Yeah.
the our Substack, Black Script Substack, or my Substack, and you'll see it there. I thought Backrooms was really interesting.
Mhm.
It was a great horror movie, but I thought it was a really interesting sort of like allegory about memory and living in the past. which I
Yeah.
thought is what made it so fascinating once you sort of like, you know, thought about it like one layer down from being
Right.
scared of
Yeah, it's
that. Like,
really psychological,
yeah, I
when you break
enjoyed
down.
that.
Mhm.
And I thought everything about it was great. I thought the acting was great. I thought the story was deep and scary, and I really loved it.
Yeah.
Obsession um was so interesting. Again, I think the best horror movies, and this is what we strive for at Killer Shot Films when we look at a script, has to have a deeper meaning than just
Mhm.
frightening me. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And when there's a story that I think about later and I go, oh, what did that mean? What did that? What's that? You know, this sort of like idea of somebody wanting, outside of be careful what you wish for, you might get it. And
Mhm.
then, you know, that sort of cliche of the crazy girlfriend. It's like this idea of consent and whether or not, you know, the ethics of what he was doing with
Right.
this girl, you
Right.
know, it was
Mhm.
so interesting.
Yeah.
And
The way
and what
the way
ended up
he put it,
happening.
the way it was put together was done, it was executed perfectly. Great story. Is it I just felt like, Backrooms to me was a little more original, I guess.
Mm,
I had never seen anything quite like it, and it kept me, um, intrigued the entire time, wanting to know what was gonna happen, room by room, and once he, was able to bring people in, what was gonna happen to them. With Obsession, you go into it knowing that it's about an obsession, and you just see it, you see things happen, and there's definitely some crazy things that
mm.
occur in Obsession. And there's one scene in particular where it threw me for a loop, and I was like, oh wow, I was not expecting that. But
You talking about the
overall,
car scene?
the car scene, uh and then also when, uh
Spoiler alert.
yes,
Go
spoiler
ahead.
alert for those who haven't seen it, but when the girlfriend
Which is
gets up.
nobody, by the way. The numbers, nobody hasn't seen it.
Very true,
Go ahead.
very true. But when the girlfriend was up in the middle of the night and she was standing, standing by the wall in the shadows,
Hmm,
I was like,
hmm.
"Okay, that's crazy."
Yeah.
Um, and then also when his friend came and he was trying to explain to his friend and get his friend to do the one wish,
Yeah. Yeah.
and his friend wished for $1 billion.
Well, yeah, like my one wish is not going to be to help you. Like,
Right,
let's
exactly.
uh let's be real.
But,
And let me just say, to disclose your day, because you said, you know, you wanted it to be great.
it wasn't a bad movie. I'll say that. It was not a bad movie, but it just wasn't great. I was really hoping for the amount of what they were, it felt like they were holding back on what you
Hmm.
were going to find out. What were they gonna disclose?
I was disappointed. I'm just
There
gonna
there
say,
was there was no
yeah,
disclosure, really.
I was. Nothing was disclosed on any day.
No.
Well, I mean, I just think like this movie probably should have came out 10 years ago, because like AI, the believability that everybody wouldn't have been like, oh, it's AI, it's AI, it's AI.
Right,
The
yeah.
news organizations don't have the same um,
Effect.
authority, right?
Oh,
So
it's people on the
nobody would have
internet.
seen it.
Yeah,
Nobody would have
social
seen
media
it,
now.
right?
Yeah. Mhm,
Um, and you know, it just felt like a little dated with what it was trying to do,
mhm.
and um, it was interesting. I cared more about Emily Blunt's character than anybody,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she was the most interesting. She was the most compelling. I
Right.
wanted to see her journey
Mhm.
and watch her and her finally dump that boyfriend, and everything else just felt silly. The God nun conversation. I was like, ain't
Yeah,
nobody got time for that. Like what
yeah.
and
It's kind of
and
it kinda left you lost, and
yeah.
then you really didn't know why I can't think of the actor's name, but why, I think it's Colin Firth. Why Colin Firth,
Colin Firth, that's not the guy. Oh, the bad guy, the bad guy.
yeah,
Right,
the
right, right.
bad guy,
I'm sorry.
Colin Firth, why he wanted to do the remote
And then
viewing.
he just sat down at the
Yeah,
end. He
yeah,
just said, "Okay, never mind."
right, and what they
Like,
revealed,
okay.
or what they revealed on the news was like, okay, there's nothing special to this. We kinda know
Right,
this already, you know?
right.
We've heard it a million times, we've heard it in conspiracy theories. There was nothing surprising about it. There was no
Yeah.
wow factor.
Yeah, you know what was great though? The anchor who played the one who was on air, she was fantastic. I
Yeah,
hope Sis
no,
gets
she
some
was.
work.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
was
she
great.
was really good.
I was like,
And I think
good
she
job.
she did get cast for something else, and I think she did get picked up for representation at the time. She
She was
wasn't.
fantastic.
Yeah, she wasn't represented by any agency at all. So.
Yeah, she was very believable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so those were the ones, you know, and we're going to talk about the Odyssey in our next podcast. So we're going to save that because I demanded Kevin see it, and I demanded we talk about it.
Well, I was going to see it anyway because obviously, it's Christopher Nolan, so I don't
Yeah,
miss a Christopher Nolan movie. So
yeah. Spider-Man.
yes, Spider-Man, Brand
It's
New
coming out
Day.
Friday. But you know what else is coming out that's really cool? Just in August alone, all these re-releases. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 55th anniversary.
The original.
The original, which is very
Wow.
cool. Back that up, reverse it. That's Lemon. La La Land.
La La Land. Okay.
10th anniversary.
10 years. Wow.
Okay, my boy, Keanu, Point Break, 35th
Wow.
anniversary. I would actually go see that again. That is a really good movie to watch.
35th anniversary.
Yeah.
Man.
There are others, but I've never heard of them. So
yeah. And it was, you said Terminator 2, right? Or Terminator.
Oh, you're right. I forgot that one.
It's Terminator
2, Judgment Day, which is some say the better one.
I was gonna say the best one out of all of them.
I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough call between T1 and T2.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You can't have T1 without T2. It's The Godfather 2.
I mean,
Godfather
it is.
1.
You're right. But 2, they knocked it out the park. That one.
They did.
Yeah.
They actually improved on it.
They did. They really did.
Yeah. And sitting in that movie theater as a young person watching that movie.
Yeah.
Was unbelievable.
That was amazing.
It's and that's
one of those movies where you had to be there to see it for the first time and just be in awe of what you're watching.
Right. You know what other movies like that? Please, you've seen The Matrix, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But seeing The Matrix in the movie theater for the first time.
You know where I want to see The Matrix?
Where?
I've been seeing it all over social media, and I got to find a way to make it back there. Go to Vegas and go watch it in the Sphere.
Okay, I've never been to the Sphere. Is it good?
I've never been to the Sphere either, but I see, people showcase footage, and obviously, the Sphere is designed to show you video all around. But the Matrix was made back in the 90s, 97, 90,
1999.
99. So it still shows, as wide of a screen as they can make it. But then outside of the screen for the rest of the Sphere, like when they're going through the numbers and all that, then you start to see all of the numbers.
Yeah.
And when they're they're in the I forget what it's called, but the place where all the pods of all the people, it just shows rows and rows and rows of pods everywhere.
Wow, with the batteries.
Yeah. Really cool.
You've been living in a dream world, Nia. Oh my God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. I was in LA working, and I was working on a project, and I was staying at I don't remember the name of the hotel, but it was on Avenue of Stars across from the hotel. And I was like off in the afternoon. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the movies. And it was Matrix, right? So I went in there and it was empty in the middle of the day. And I was sitting there watching it, and I was looking around because I was like, what is happening? This is mind-blowing.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies, all-time favorite for sure.
Absolutely. Top tier. They should release it again.
I'm sure they will.
You think?
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
I know. So good to see you. We got warmed up. We're gonna actually stop potting for here and then do another one right after
back.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw back up some of our join our Patreon, please. There's a tier where you don't even have to pay, but just show some support.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to visit us, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Spotify, but you can find all of that from our website, thewatcherspodcast.com. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Kevin.
Bye.